No, you're not. Okay, we're going live now.
Sorry.
No. I want you to go in there and I want you to mute Jabez for 5 minutes because he said that word.
Uh,
That word that starts with the first letter of the alphabet.
Ass?
Yeah. He's talking about catfishers.
Huh. Morning, everybody. How's it going? We got the Jabez, we got the Hank, we got Robin, we got Ping, we got Chastity. Yeah, another Monday. Yay.
Well,
Just,
what's the alternative to not having another Monday?
Death?
Yep. God, this coffee tastes nasty this morning.
And I think I saw a recent count on the Texas flood up to 82 dead.
Oh.
And still about 17 missing. Still. Oof.
I hate it. I hate it. It's that global warming. Your show now is 3 times a week. Just checking.
No, I do Monday, Friday. Tom does Tuesday, Thursday, and the beard does Wednesday. Well, that's kind of the normal. Sometimes I do 3 a week if Tom has a lightning storm and knocks out his internet, but other than that.
Yep. And whatever they did, they really this young boy. Anybody under 40 is young boy to me. This young guy, he was out here and he fixed a lot of stuff that apparently was screwed up from because our signal has been a lot stronger since he did whatever he did. So
no, I'm normal. Everybody else is crazy. Ba-ba-ba.
So, there's a beard.
Abby normal. It's, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up whether Young Frankenstein or Blazing Saddles is my favorite Mel Brooks movies.
I like Young Frankenstein better.
Boom, boom, boom. What knockers?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. She died, didn't she?
I don't know. Yeah. Werewolf. Their wolf. Morning, Harry. There's so many great one-liners from Young Frankenstein. It's alive.
Yeah. Anything exciting going on over the weekend?
No. Just rain. It's fixing to start raining again. We've had like 6 days in a row of rain.
Right.
Our river down here is slightly flooded, but nobody here is stupid enough to build in the floodplain.
Right. Madeline Kahn, she died on December the 3rd, 1999. She died on my birthday in 1999. I'm sad now.
Madeline Kahn was Herr Blucher.
No, that was Cloris Leacham.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Madeline Kahn was.
She was Elizabeth.
She was in Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, Madeline Kahn was Frankenstein's fiance, wife.
Oh yeah.
And Terry Garr was the.
Yeah, Terry Garr is the one.
Rolling in the hay, roll.
She was the one with the knockers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, Terry Garr was hot stuff. Looking for some hot stuff.
You know what?
Tonight.
All the cast is dead except for.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles. The sheriff is a there.
Yeah.
What did he say? The sheriff is in bong. That bell would ring. I think he said the sheriff is near.
I believe every bit of the major cast has died from that movie.
Mel Brooks is still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. And allegedly they're doing. But
Terry Garr is dead?
Yeah, Terry Garr died in 2024. Everybody's dead. That's sad. All the good talent is dying off.
It happens.
Marty Feldman. Oh, Lord. Anyhow.
Igor,
yeah. We got the.
I got nobody, and nobody cares for me.
Yeah. Pink, what did you go see? Or are you talking about Young Frankenstein?
Blazing Saddles. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've sat through all the way through Blazing Saddles.
Really? I probably watched it 25 times.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, like the fireside chat, if you're going to call it that. What were you going to go see, Jameis? Costs too much to go to the theater. Yeah. The fireside chat. I don't know. That one just never really just did it for me. Figure the number 2 peep. Scott, what are you doing this morning? Tropic Thunder.
Anyway, how many orders you got going out this morning, Tom?
1.
Gwen hasn't listed anything on Poshmark in like a year.
Right.
And she sold a shirt, and it took her like 15 minutes to find it. She thought when she went on vacation mode last, like January,
Uh-huh.
that her store was shut down indefinitely, but evidently she still got some pieces listed on Poshmark.
Y'all got a vacation scheduled yet for this year?
Not yet. We're rummaging through some ideas. We're thinking Paris and the north of France, maybe see D-Day stuff.
Yeah.
Or
Bonjour. Ha 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 ha.
oh,
Yeah.
sound like Pepe Le Pew there. Oh, ma chérie.
Yeah. 20. Well done, Javis.
I have 13 orders for $550. So pretty good weekend. Not horrible. Not a banger, but not bad. Yeah. I don't know. I like a little bit of history.
I do too. I mean, that's the thing about we've talked about doing the Greenland cruise. On the way back, one of the stops is the city that has all the graves from the Titanic. I mean, that's really that's not Disney World, but still it's history, and I'd like to go there. And
yeah, I'm done with the happiest place on earth or Six Flags or any of that mess.
Well, when Oliver gets big enough, we'll take him to Disney World. That way I can go. Because he'll be able to say, he'll be able to say, Jaja, Disney World. And of course, she'll say, okay. If I was to say, Roberta, let's go to Disney World.
Wow,
No.
Nissa got the sales. How many did you get, Anissa? I got 13. I guess she got more than that.
Yeah, she said she got 20.
Sweet. 900. Bam. That's good, Anissa. 17 going out.
I don't want to hear about bitching about eBay's dead anymore. She just tripled.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't set any records over the weekend, but I had good sales, and Nissa got good sales. I thought this was supposed to be the summer slowdown.
I don't think anybody's going anywhere.
I guess it depends on Mike. I hate you. Yeah, until lag chimes in. Oh, I sold $8,400 over the weekend. Yeah.
2 items.
Avon.
Yeah. Was it discontinued, Vanessa? I remember as a kid, the Avon lady would come by and see my mom.
How many of the estate sales have y'all been to that they have all those cologne bottles that are shaped like cars and guns and horses and
My mom's had a few of those.
chess pieces and this is a collector item. People at the estate sale, they're only $2 a piece. I'm like, oh God.
You know, most of them were very heavy, and they didn't break unless the cap broke. But the bottle didn't break because they must have been half-inch thick glass. So there's all kinds of them. $5 each.
$5 each for Avon cologne. Were they new?
Or were they vintage?
They're probably all vintage.
Let's see, I'll see them after they get donated to the thrift store. Yeah, then they get over there onto the 49 cents to 99 cents shelf, or at least at the Goodwill. That was Mary Kay, Mr. Sadie. Mary Kay has the pink Cadillacs.
All right, you got me curious now. Let's just look. I don't like.
You know, one of the top sellers of Avon was a guy.
Okay, $600 for an Avon gas mask.
Serious.
That's Avon also made. I mean, a different company named Avon made some. Okay, the full chest set, $200.
Were all the chest pieces full of fragrance?
Yeah, they were all individual colognes.
Wow.
32-piece chest set. I can think of better things to spend my money on.
I wonder how long they sat before they sold.
Yeah, and Avon and some company named Avon made gas masks. Probably not the same company. Although some of their perfumes and colognes smell like gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drop down to the $20 ones pretty fast. Anyway, all right. Yes, Eddie, I watched your video on using that AI lister.
Which one did you use?
His video was on the one by
Not Josh.
Not Josh.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to go watch it, Mr. Sadie. What did you think? Oh, he's back at the coal mine today, isn't he?
I think he liked it pretty good, but somebody told me you're paying 50 cents for listing to use that one. I'm like, dang, that's pretty expensive for my $5 items. if you're sitting there listing cassettes one at a time and they're selling for $5, that's pretty steep to use an AI lister that's costing you 50 cents a pop.
Scott, if you're still listening, how much is Josh's working out to be? Because you buy X amount. How did that go, Ping?
Bulk upload of photos. I mean, you can take pictures of multiple items and bulk upload them and then pull them out to use in your listing. Yeah, Josh's is 7 cents if you get the 1,000 a month, or 4 cents if you get the 10,000 a month.
Yeah, lag. With the stuff that you sell, $10 is a bargain. Is a bargain.
50 cents wouldn't be bad if you got just a huge stack of $20 LP albums.
Yeah. Not about the money for me. What is better?
My problem with LP albums is the ones I get are never perfect. So I have to set up my turntable and test them all a little bit. Takes a lot of time. It's not a big problem if they're worth $20 a piece, but you get down into $7, $8, $9 for an LP album, and it's oof.
Well, when Josh comes out, I'll give it a try.
And I'm going to work for Lag. I'll list his stuff for $10 each.
Todd will be making $100 an hour.
Yeah. With LP albums, at least you got a chance to get a good one.
Yeah.
With Avon bottles, I think your chances go way down. And Scott was talking about those big eye tie beanies, and I was like,
yeah,
I ain't gonna even look at tie beanie babies. But Scott does.
With those the big eyes. And now, if I go through the Goodwill, I stop off it and look through their stuff real quick, like looking for big-eyed beanie babies.
You're not on the beta, you're on the alpha. Yep, here we go with the rain.
Is it raining?
Again.
Well, I hate it for you, Todd. How about Ron? Is he down there where the flood's going on?
I mean, the rain doesn't bother me much, except I can't get out and mow my yard. I think I saw Tarzan out in my backyard swinging off the growth out there. Golly, when it ever dries up enough to mow, it'll be like I'll have to set the wheels on the mower way up high so I can even get through it.
Jabez says, look up glass Gatorade bottles, especially with Michael Jordan on the label. That's your bolo. I go for some good money, Jabez. Wow, $70 to $100. Wow, for garbage, for garbage.
Yeah, our town, everything is steep downhill to the river. And nobody's stupid enough to build something in the floodplain, so.
Yeah. Oh, it's not about loyalty. I just know Josh. And if it sucks, I'll tell him. And then he'll have me banned from Canada.
We did have a big rain about a little over a year ago. And all the bridges, nobody got hurt or anything, but all the water was over all the bridges. So basically our town was an island.
Mr. Sadie, your comment about loyalty. Yeah, there's no loyalty. If you read it, just briefly read up on the carnival doing its redoing its loyalty program. They've gone from your loyalty status is based on how many nights you stay on the ship, and as of June of next year, it's going to be on how much money you spend. So there's a lot of diamond level, which is at the top of the tier, that have got like over 200 nights of staying on a ship. That's going to lose their status because there's no way you can stay 200 nights in a year. Well, I guess you could if you live on board.
Just rain, 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 rain. It usually dries up about mid-June here and doesn't rain much until September, October. But man, it's just been
Scott, damn weather
going
machine off. It's all Scott's fault. He's got that weather machine going on down there, the one he's always talking about. I hate it for y'all. I really do. Because Western North Carolina is still all messed up. Well, you know, Chastity, we have a broker that does our insurance, and our insurance, our household, our house, and automobile, personal, it went down because we had to switch carriers. We had to because the other ones pulled out of North Carolina. Is down to half of what it was before.
Yeah, it's time for me to switch insurance. I just got my bill from State Farm. I was like, about choked me up.
A lot.
Yeah, they went up like $400 or $500. I'm like,
dang.
For what?
Listen here, ass. So it's raining down here too. I don't want to hear it. We're normally dry too by now. North Carolina's under the gun right now. Up near Greensboro, all that flooding, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They're saying over was it yesterday they got 4 months of rain and in 24 hours, and it's Fran stages right now is where they're expecting the crest at well over flood stage is 11. I was reading 11 foot, and it's supposed to be 26 this afternoon.
Dang. Well, it's supposed to start raining here Wednesday, so we're probably getting what y'all got now.
we didn't get it's been so bad here, Tom, that it took 3 weeks to get the grass cut. He's like normally I can do 8 to 10 yards a day.
Right.
He said with the rain and everything being so overgrown, he says I'm lucky to get 4.
Wow.
It's just been insane how much rain. Everything is still super green here. I mean, normally it's drying out by now. We're getting hot.
Right.
It's still warm, but we've had a couple of days off, but it's back in the forecast again tomorrow. There was a couple of girls from Alabama. I can tell you this: you can look around, and anybody that's using this kind of stuff as political motive and saying anything, they need to put in front of a firing squad. And we don't need those kind of people alive anymore. I'm tired of people making light of a tragedy. I mean, you go read in the good book all you want to, and read. Make sure you read the red letters on what he said about people that harm children and what's going to happen to them. You don't mince words.
So are people saying that this is politically motivated or something like that?
Oh yeah, there was one pediatric. There was one PD. I was reading one, but not PD. Whatever it is, the doctor, kid's doctor. She'd accept any non-MAGA, non-whatever, this and this. Anybody else is on their own or some crap. That's what she's posting on social media.
Then she should lose her license.
Who does that? I mean, these are like 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old little girls that are gone because they went to a summer camp. This is just stupid.
People need to learn to be quiet. They need to just keep their mouth shut because her reputation is over with now.
No, she's done. I mean, if it hit my Facebook page, how many people have seen it?
Yeah.
At the same time, Trump is saying, we're giving you all the help you need, Governor Abbott, down there in Texas. People are saying it. Well, if Trump hadn't gutted the emergency services stuff, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're a moron.
There's no proof he did any of it. There's no reason. I mean, the warnings went up 12 hours, 6 hours. They were saying it was going to get out of these low-lying areas. Everybody's got a phone. You can't look up the weather. You know, if there's a flash flood here, my phone beeps like 2 or 3 times. I mean, maybe they had bad service in that area. I don't know that part of Texas. You know what the service could have been.
How did we survive before cell phones?
I don't know. Have y'all seen the videos of how fast that river rose?
Yeah.
In a 30-minute period, it is scary. Vintage memories, you're 100% correct. But they're everywhere. These people are everywhere. So I'm gonna make a video when I'm shipping here in a few minutes. I've already shipped all my Amazon. This reseller complaining because he put the measurements in the clothes and he's got no returns. And why does eBay always side and let them take it back? It's not his fault if it doesn't fit. I'm sitting here thinking, you are the biggest dumbass. Women's clothes, I don't care what measurements you give them, they fit women different. There's no standard. Everybody knows this. If you've got 2 brain cells that sort of roll around and meet every now and then, that every maker, every women's clothes fit. Women are all different. The clothes side. If you think you're going to get away with no returns on clothing, and think you're on the side of right, man, you suck. And I told the guy to quit. I told him in the comments he needed to quit whining, and he kept whining. I'm like, you're an idiot.
You know, that when I was growing up, I remember my little brother and I sat in chairs outside the ladies' dressing area while my mom went in and tried on clothes. And if it didn't fit, it didn't go home with us. You know, I mean, or with her. Because my mom was like, you know, she couldn't try it on there, then she was she didn't buy it. And there's no way to try on stuff.
If returns bother you, you should never ever sell clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got a return back on a pair of boots I sold Friday. It was still in the package I shipped them in. The guy said, I just changed my mind. So he paid the return label, and they already sold. They're going out again this morning.
That's what I heard. When Tom started talking, I thought he's already peeping in dressing rooms.
Shut up! Not just mama. Y'all creepy.
Your mama wasn't the only one. Your mama wasn't the only one there.
That's why you only buy online. You don't want people peeking at your lag.
But it's just a part of people change their mind. I mean, there's just whatever reason. And that's why people like that, they're so focused on the negative and they let it just absorb them. That's how you get to be these self-absorbed, self-centered people that think that they are the entitlement which that guy is selling. He's entitled to never ever give a refund because he thinks he's on the mountain of right, that everything he does is perfect. But I got news for you. You look, I can go through your listings and I can find errors all through them because the error rate with which we make listings.
Chastity. It's all Amazon and Walmart's fault. People just think they can return anything for any.
Well, the problem is, Chastity, is how many people know what if they have a king size pillow or not. I mean, okay, so me, I know I don't have one because my pillow's only like that thick.
You have some of ours.
It's an old feather pillow from years gone by, and it's not much thicker than the pillowcase is on.
But people return stuff. Like the person that returned it because he changed his mind. That it would still be sitting on my desk or in my closet or something like that. I just wouldn't think about return. When I was doing merchandising, and I'd go into Walmart on a Monday morning, and they would have like 100 buggies up there full of stuff, little crappy stuff, little boxes, which meant there must have probably been 100,000 items in those buggies. And I was like, I would have not taken my time to drive all the way back to Walmart to return a $5 item. I mean, just wouldn't. But I guess I'm just different.
And then, influencers. I told this Friday night. Tuned into one of the fake beards, and he was showing what something he sold, and I immediately looked at him like, that 10s unit is way too, because you could tell if you're looking at 10s units, if they're real cheap looking, they're over the counter, they're fine. But the fancy ones with the big screens and all that stuff, the first thing you should do is, the fancier it is, the more they're going to charge. You should look at it and go, I wonder if that needs a prescription. And so I typed in the name of the thing and asked Google, does this require a prescription? Because, remember, Gemini is built into Google search now, and it immediately comes back and says, yes, this requires a prescription, and it can only be sold by this and this. So here's Alex telling his whole TikTok audience how wonderful a product this is and how much money he made on it. When he has sold this illegally, he has broken multiple laws by selling it without a prescription, and then opened himself up to, folks, if you sell something you're not supposed to and somebody gets hurt, say someone like Todd hooks that up to a sack and can't have any more kids, you're liable for that because you have sold something you weren't supposed to. Are you willing to put your entire business at risk because you couldn't type into Google like 30 seconds? I mean,
yeah, because Todd wants a couple more kids.
Oh, I know. I mean, I've thrown away quite a few things that I know I can't sell because I bought them. They were for. I bought a big CPAP lot last year, and it had hoses and masks and face pillows. If you know the rules, like, you can sell the straps, you can sell the little cushion, you can't sell a complete mask. A complete mask is where the RX is required. But for the pieces, the straps, the hoses, if you got to know the hoses. There were 8 hoses. 4 were heated, 4 were not. The plain ones are just fine. The heated ones clearly stayed on them RX only for whatever reason. You can't sell the heated hoses. You can sell the regular hoses. I did not risk my account. I threw the heated hoses away. Oh, Beer, why would you do that? Because if I get them to a thrift store, they are violating the law.
Yeah, I've got 3 heated hoses
Yeah,
that I can't sell, but I'm waiting until mine wears out because my machine uses them.
Chassis, the only answer for that would be is to cut the plug off. But then you're going to sell it and have to explain it.
Or just say in the listing, hey, this is an older power cord. You might want to replace it.
I sold an old soldering iron. It had the cord on it had the braided fabric on the outside of it.
That's really old.
Yeah, and I said untested in the ad and whatnot, and this guy said, "Well, does it get hot?" And I'm like, "I don't know whether it does or not because I'm not plugging it in. I'm just not plugging that thing in because it looked kind of dodgy." So while he was bickering back and forth, this other guy bought it, and I said, and the guy messaged me back. The first guy messaged me back and said, "Well, I guess I can give it a try if you'd give me a discount." And I said, "Well, it's too late. It just sold," and it did to somebody.
Okay, so I heard a good joke. I was flipping through TikTok last night. So if you're walking down the road and Jesus come up driving a car and told you to get in, what kind of car would Jesus be driving?
A hearse?
I'll give the chat a minute. What kind of car would Jesus be driving?
A Ford Pinto.
Both of y'all, both of those are wrong.
I have no idea.
Once somebody in the chat guesses, I'll tell you the answer. Craig said Cadillac. That is wrong. He'd be driving a Chrysler.
Oh God! Oh God! That's bad.
Dad joke. What you gonna do?
I just thought that was a good one.
So, Jabez, in the case of that soldering iron, you would plug it into a unplugged surge protector, then plug the surge protector in.
Or it doesn't matter if it's unplugged or not, because if you plug it into a surge protector, it's going to kick. If there's something wrong, it'll kick the surge protector.
Yeah. Well, that's what he was saying.
Morning,
no,
Julie.
because I did not want to say that yes, it gets hot, and no, it did not spark, and then somebody get that old damn thing and start using it, and their house burned down.
So, y'all want to see the crazy pickup from the weekend? Or actually, it was from Thursday.
Okay, what?
People leave them around. Pay $3 for it. What's it worth? It's just a regular keyboard for $3. What's it worth?
10.
All right, we got a 10.
Well, it's wireless, I guess.
Tom, you short a 0, by the way.
Are you serious? $100?
I've got it listed for $99.99 plus shipping.
Why?
If it was new in the box, it'd be worth $2.25.
What is so damn fancy about it?
It's one of the last. It's one of the last ones. Last ones Logitech made. It's got that. It takes that. Remember, I've told y'all before. It's got that little orange thing, so it takes a unifying receiver. So any of these that have got that,
right?
So it's a backlit keyboard.
Do you include the dongle with it?
Yes, it added. You can see the keys, all the keys light up. It adds an extra $30 with it. If you put the $6 or $7 dongle with it, it adds another $30 to it.
Wow.
I don't. The other one, where is it at? The other one's only. It's only $50, whatever it is, but it's the same brand Logitech, but it's the ergonomic one that's got the little.
Right.
You know, it's got the little round part. If you put the dongle with it, it's four. I've got it listed for 46, and I've sold it 5 times, so I know it's going to sell for 46. And I paid $2 for that one, $3 for this one too, because nobody knows that these things are worth anything. Every thrift store's got a big pile of keyboards. Go look at the Logitechs. This is the K800. That other one's a K350. Those are the 2 best ones.
So if you already have one of those with that the dongle, and your cat knocks off yours and breaks it, you could just buy that one and use it with what you got. With your
Right. So Logitech makes a program. You just download to your computer. It's called Unifying Software.
Right.
It'll tell you, okay, plug in this. You plug it in, and it'll say it recognizes the thing. Turn the device on that you want to pair to it. This thing will run up to 6 devices at one time. And so I turn the keyboard on and start playing with it, and this one is now attached to that one.
Well, you know what? I don't care what Todd says about you. You're a pretty smart fella and have a lot of knowledge, Scott.
This it runs this mouse. And runs Logitech. It runs that mouse too, because this is the one I use. Orange dot. So here's another. Here's another fun fact. You can, if you're in a thrift store and you see any of these mice that have got that thing on them, if you open the battery compartment, they've always got a little open spot right there. That's where you store the dongle when you're not using it. So a lot of times you can pick up a mouse for $1. It'll have the little thing in there. It'll have the receiver inside of it. Because they made some little plain looking mice that have them.
Right.
It's over there, but yeah.
So if they have the little orange thing on them, that usually means they're universal.
It means that they are that it'll connect to the unifying dongle. Yes.
And it's correct.
It's got the also some of the older ones, the little thing is white. As long as it's got that little symbol,
right?
It's easier to see here. That little symbol. Sometimes it's white. It'll be, but yeah, it looks like a little star.
This is got the universal one on it.
Yeah, Jacob.
Daphne, what are you doing?
That's why you open every. See where it just fits right in there?
Yeah.
It's even got a little thing that shows you. See the arrow beside it?
Right. Hey,
most of the Logitech stuff has that in there, so you got a place to store it.
Cheers, Jake.
See, it's in that one too.
And that's a powerful one. It takes 2 batteries.
Every now, I might find one mouse a month that has that thing in it, but I sell 3 or 4 keyboards a month just because the thrift store has them, and when I remember to look at them.
I've never done that.
Yeah, I thought that was a $50 or $60 keyboard. I remember last time I saw, but they were sold up to $125 used on that thing. I'm like, ooh.
Dang.
I think part of it too is it's a rechargeable keyboard too.
Oh.
See, there's a screw in the battery right there.
Right.
Well,
that's cool.
I guess I should charge it up. So when it does sell, it'll be ready to go.
Yeah, Daphne's tearing up the neighborhood again. Logitech's going to send him nasty letters.
That's why it's on eBay.
Can you not sell Logitech on Amazon?
You can sell it used. They don't bother you used because the legal. So where they stand on is most like most companies do is that you can't honor the warranty, therefore you can't sell it used on Amazon, and they are able to convince some judges and people that they're damaging the brand Logitech by not offering the warranty or whatever.
Right.
People are confused, but if it's used, there's no thought about
warranty.
that kind of stuff, right? So there's no implied warranty. That's the word I was looking for. No implied warranty, anything. It's you're buying a used item on either platform. So most of the time, the used stuff, and that doesn't stop Amazon for saying we need invoices from a distributor from that, and you go, "Are y'all fucking kidding me? This is a used item, you idiots." They don't give out invoices for used items.
It's yeah, because usually they're not the one that's not they're not the one that's selling it. You're buying it from a yard sale or a thrift store or something place like that.
Like a little bit of it is bled over, but it's eBay doesn't have the same. eBay would have to change their definition of new in order to really get pushed on that. That's why on eBay they claim these companies that are trying to get around that scream IP versus
warranty.
You're not an approved seller. You can't sell it new. Therefore, we want you off the platform. That doesn't work on eBay whenever there's no requirement. The new doesn't. Amazon's strict when you read Amazon and their definitions of what new is, it's in the electronics. It'll mention the warranty part.
You know, my experience with electronics that I have purchased, they don't work from the get-go. Or I plug them in, they work for a minute, and they quit working.
It's so very rare that anything you buy new come out of the box doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. I'm going to reach out to Todd and say, "Sir, this thing quit working. It's not as described. I want my monies back."
On your did your Tupperware finally arrive?
Oh yeah, I did. And Todd, I left you a really good feedback if you hadn't read it.
Oh yeah, I read it. Thanks. You're the best.
I gave you 5 stars.
Number one customer.
I gave you 5 stars on everything.
You better. That was some damn good Tupperware.
And it was quick shipping. No, I use them for coffee stuff, like sugar, fake sugar. The fake creamer, the powdered creamer.
American Bubble Boy having a big 50,000 bubble bucks if you make your order today.
What does that get you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What does 50,000 bubble bucks get you?
My problem with that is I'm an affiliate with them. It's you get for $29.99 you get 100 the small roll. You get one roll, 350 square feet. But if you go on eBay and look up Supply Hut, you get 700 for the same money.
And if you like and share, you'll be eligible for $50 gift cards from American Bubble Boy.
You make most of your own bubble wrap, don't you?
Right now, Supply Hut has on eBay 700 of the small for $28.95. And after all the craziness, they've changed manufacturers, and I kind of like the way Supply Hut is. It's got a little more static to it. It sticks to itself better than, but that's double for $1 less.
Was Supply Hut the one that had the issue with links?
Everybody did except for American Bubble Boy.
Oh, did they?
Because a lot of that comes from the same supplier.
Right. No, I was just asking if that was the one that not trying to point fingers or anything like that. But you make your own pillows, don't you?
I make pillows, but I don't make the bubble wrap because I thought it's cheaper just to buy it. Especially and the one thing I like about Supply Hut over everybody else, Charlie and his team, they send it out in the box. So when the bubble wrap gets here, it's in a box, and so you haven't lost the top. You lose up to 10%, Tom, because it gets squashed.
No, I'm not laughing about that. I would not expect it any other way than in a box because it's going to get squashed and bubbles are going to get popped.
No, the Supply Hut's the only one that sends it in a box. Everybody else just wraps it in stretch wrap and sends it home.
Because, I've asked the question, how would you ship that? And it's like, in a box?
Morning, Doug.
And I had been ordering American until
or Dave or Darren or whatever Scott calls you.
Until, I thought his name was Steve.
No, Steve. It's
until Odie, because Odie sells so much on Whatnot, he's like, dude, I got to find the cheapest, and that is it. He says sometimes it's 29, it goes down to as low as 27, it kind of moves around, but it's double the bubble wrap, and it comes in a box than anybody else.
Todd must have spent $30 on that daggum bubble wrap he wrapped my Tupperware in. I'm like, damn, Todd, it's not like I'm one of your customers.
If he didn't, though, you just badmouth him on here.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, it's Hefe. His name this week is Hefe.
Hefe. Lord have mercy. Do you have a good weekend sales-wise?
Pretty decent. So I got this. Here's a crazy customer. You get the messages of a customer. So I have these roller bearing. I can't reach one now, but it's made by Durham Manufacturing. So this one's only 12 by 16 by 12 by 12. You know the ones if you go like in the Lowe's and all the screws are in those drawers you pull out.
Right.
How they ease out the ball bearing. It's a smaller version of that Durham. But it's got 4 drawers. But it weighs 35 pounds. And the guy said, if I bought 2, what could you do on shipping? And so I put it in there, and shipping was $55 my cost. That means it's 80 something if you bought it at the counter. And I told him that, the shipping is $55. I can do $40 to ship to. I'll take $15 off. And they were already on sale for 10% off. So he was going to get $15 off the shipping because calculated shipping was charging him $73. And so evidently that wasn't, I never heard anything else from him, crickets. I put them back on sale this weekend, and he sends me a message. I really would like the 3 that you've got. Could you check some other shipping services? I'd be willing to pay $34 shipping. I'm like, so wait a minute. You want an extra one? This is 105 pounds worth of shit that you think that I'm gonna be able to send you for that much less than what I told you for 2? What an idiot.
If he was paying full price, you might could do a better deal on it, but he's already getting $10 off of each one of them.
So the way these things work is you buy the frame and then you buy the drawers separate, the 4 drawers. So the frame, if you bought it new, is like $180, and each drawer is $30. So it's a $300 drawer. This thing looks, they're in great condition. A car guy had them, and all he did was put his parts in it, so he labeled the little things.
Yeah, that guy that wanted a bundle deal for me for 22 different items in my store said, I counted it up and I'd like to offer you a bundle. I'll offer you $300. I counted it up and it was like $600 worth of stuff. Plus he wants discounted shipping for combined. And I'm like, no, I'll take your offers on each individual item. Thank you. Ugh.
Tell him to pick up. He lives north of you in Virginia there, Jacob. So there you
go.
That was just crazy. And then I had another one last night who sent me an offer on a pair of shoes for like $15.
Robin.
And I sent it back to him saying, I'll take 21 for the shoes. They're already on sale. And he sends it back and saying, let's meet in the middle at $17.50. And I do the quick math and I'm like, if it's $6 difference, the middle would be $3. So $17.50 is not the middle, you retard. 18 would be the fucking middle. I sent it back to him just out of spite. I'm like, I'd take 18 because if you want to meet in the middle, that's technically the middle if you divide 6 by 2. He took it. I'm like, don't say you meet in the middle and then don't meet in the middle.
Yeah. Vintage. Todd, click on vintage. Robin. Her can't decide if people. That's it.
Yeah.
I think people are just looking for, because you guys, resellers are making they're making 10 times what they paid for it. So they're making a lot of money and then they make a little bit more off for shipping. Is what these buyers think. And so they're just fishing, I think.
I think honestly that they don't ship anything. They don't have any idea what the cost of shipping is.
Yeah.
That guy can't just check another ship. So what am I supposed to, you think if one, that's the idiocracy. If you think one shipping company is going to be half to a third of the rest of them, how do you think they're going to stay in business, buddy? They don't just make up these numbers. It's about weight, size, and distance. They're all going to come up with similar formulas because they all pay the same gas. They all pay similar wages. They all have similar costs. I mean, every now and then FedEx is a little cheaper. The longer you go, they seem to be the cheapest to go across the country. But
if Amazon was actually having to pay shipping, people would not be buying and having it delivered like they do. Because like in Charlotte, it's always Prime Trucks that's delivering. Yes, they've got employees, they got the cost of the truck, but when these guys are dealing with the many packages that they deal with in a day, Amazon's saving a lot of damn money by dealing with people and the equipment. I mean, free shipping. I mean, Walmart in the Walmart Plus or whatever it is, where you get free shipping to your house. They've lost money on us. The money that you pay for a year subscription, they've lost money on us.
They lose money on me because I make them bring Diet Coke, 3 Diet Coke, 6 packs every week.
I mean,
and they match Walmart's, whatever Walmart's price is. If it goes up or down, they match it.
Who's
and
that?
So,
Amazon?
I'm like, there's no way. There can't be enough money in that Diet Coke to offset how heavy that shit is to bring here. And it doesn't come their trucks. We don't have Prime trucks.
You don't?
They can, FedEx or UPS, one of them drops it off. So you tell me how they're making. They're counting on me to buy other stuff like these. My reader. I finally got tired of looking for readers and trying to use the broken ones. I'm like, so I can get I can get 8 blue that have the supposedly block the blue light, and they are $13.99. Okay, send me the 8. I'll put them everywhere. And they were the box was so nice and everything was so nice. I'm like, I'm about 8 more and really stick them everywhere.
Fred Scott's going to be Fred Sanford. You know, he used to go over. He used to go over to his desk drawer and start pulling out glasses.
They come individual. Each one comes individuals like this, and then they come in and you know how some of the boxes, the boxes, it's like embossed. It's that fancy feeling
right
box. They were in that. It was.
They're doing prescriptions now, aren't they? Regular pharmaceutical.
They were not. I mean, like pharmacy. Amazon Pharmacy. Yeah, they will drop ship your medicine every month for sure. I'm shocked that they don't do. It comes up pretty quick on the search. Yes, Amazon does offer prescription glasses. You can purchase frames, lenses directly on Amazon. Amazon also sells prescription lenses for their smart glasses. So lag. There you go.
Yeah, Glenn, there's some crazy folks on these cruise ships, and Carnival has been in the news because these people will start fighting and carrying on and acting the fool. And they're in St. Thomas, and they put their ass off the ship and tell them to get their way, find their own way back.
Have you seen all the rules they've put in there about you can't 18 to 21, you can't cruise by yourself anymore?
Yeah.
A 1 a.m. curfew, and there was like 6 or 8 rules trying to curb these craziness that goes on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and people are talking about the 18 the 1 a.m. curfew, you know. Well, when they're running up and down the halls, these kids are running up and down the halls making, you know, causing confusion. That's pisses off a lot of people that don't have kids.
Yeah. That
are trying to get some sleep.
Have y'all seen St. Louis from this weekend? All the crazy shit that happened in downtown St. Louis?
No.
Where evidently the natives there decided that they were going to go all out, assault everybody with fireworks. And they were chasing cars down the street with Roman candles and throwing fireworks at people. Downtown St. Louis.
Missouri.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Sadie. Because so a few years back, Roberta was afraid she was going to have to be was going to get transferred to St. Louis, and Mr. Sadie said, "Tell her to find her another job." Apparently, in St. Louis, they were throwing firecrackers and shooting Roman candles at people, and Lord have mercy.
Yeah, we saw Julie that you had another grandchild.
Yeah.
Joni and I are never going to be able to experience that because Jacob's never going to leave the house.
No, because I'm in the process of finishing up my LLC to start my marriage matching service. So, you know, it'll be a case where I'll say, okay, they're going to meet on Friday night and Saturday afternoon. They're getting married. Because I've got one that I'm going to have on the list too.
I'm sitting here reading what Google said.
Craig's got a couple of daughters. Anissa's got a couple of daughters. Nikki's got a couple of daughters. You got a son. Todd's got a son. I got a son. All the dynasties are going to be married together. There's a Indian comedian, Indian, and she's really funny. She's an older lady, and she said that people are always asking her about how she and her husband met, and And she said, "Oh, we had a long relationship. I met him on Thursday and we got married on Saturday." She said, "My sister, she 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 met her husband Saturday morning and got married Saturday afternoon." I think sometimes the odds are just as good.
Yeah, Julie, that hurt hurt my heart. That poor thing. Oof.
Yeah, you don't know why things happen. You just
Yeah. Yeah. We're looking forward to when ours gets here in October.
Mm.
my Facebook feed is now entirely filled with dachshunds. It's like a dachshund every. So Jody, I told Jody that I was going to get the $20 version of Chat GPT, and she's like, I just signed up for it. I'm like, so I got logged into it, and here's Jody what she's been working on: dachshund nature portraits, long hair dachshund image, Phoebe photo, dachshund background, Scrappy photos, Phoenix photos, patriotic dogs for the 4th, cartoonize my dachshund, and vintage Pyrex business card.
There's only one thing that wasn't a dachshund.
You need to she needs to do a dachshunds in Alabama gear. So she'll get the dachshund crowd and the Alabama crowd. Roll Tide.
She sent me some of them.
Okay, Todd, I got to get out of here. I got an appointment at 10:30, and I got to get there.
Right.
We'll see y'all
What?
tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. If I can find the button to turn this thing off. What have I done? Oh, there it is. Bye, guys.
See ya.
How do you make the keyboard go away? Yeah, she's gotten pretty good at it. That's the one she made of Phoebe.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, look. I'm like, why you make her look so sad?
Got the little mohawk working.
Oh yeah, that the Mohawk's always carrying on. Ah, yeah. I have to go to the building in a minute and pick up these like 11 things that are not here.
Mm. That's the thing about having storage units. You still got to get out, go down there, and get your stuff that you sold. Instead of it being right there.
It's only 2.5 miles. It's not like it's that big a deal.
I know, but it's just.
And I've got 2 days shipping, so only one technically has got to go. But I'm going to pick everything up while I'm there. Yeah, one's got to go, and it's actually at the building. But the other 18, I think I've got 10 of them over there.
Sold a charging cable. I've got 17 of them, and I haven't sold one before, and I listed them so long ago. I have no idea where I put them, and they didn't have a SKU on them. I'm like,
yeah, I've got one of those. Well, I got one of those on Amazon that it was a computer I listed.
past self. Why didn't you put a SKU on that, dumbass?
And I got to figure out what in the hell I did with that thing.
If I've got 17 of them, I should be able to find them.
Something tells me I'm not going to find it, and I'm going to end up having to cancel.
They're the chargers with the brick. So, great.
I need to go through all my Amazon listings and see what I've got left. 'Cause normally, if it's something like that, I set it right down on the shelf, but I do not see a computer sitting up there.
I purged about 50 things last week, and I found 3 that weren't listed.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
And that was the other thing. I got a bunch of stuff that I did list. I want to take to the building. So that's the one thing. If I try to make it where not only am I going over there to pick stuff up, but I'm also taking stuff over there so that it's not a wasted trip. I don't have to do it twice. So I'll take about 20 minutes and gather up and throw them in bins so I can mark them on the other computer over there where they are.
Yeah, for about a year, I've been wondering why this Dooney Burke bag hasn't sold.
Because it wasn't listed?
It wasn't listed. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, and that guy with those Durham drawers, I'm like, I don't think he understands. I bought them somebody's driveway for $50 for all 4 of them. So I'm not in here. And while he was him and hauling and carrying on, somebody bought one of them. Pay full shipping of $68 to Colorado, or Colorado, New Mexico somewhere.
Does Dooney Burke have fakes? Because
Yes.
I couldn't find a tag in this one.
Yes, they do. They fake everything. One of the most fake things out there is cheap cosmetics like CoverGirl and all that kind of stuff. And do you think they're not going to fake the expensive stuff?
I might just ought to chuck this. But you can tell it's real leather. I don't know. Oh well. How would you use real leather to fake a Dooney Burke bag?
I mean, maybe when's birthday? Maybe save that for Christmas birthday.
Nah. She doesn't carry. She likes what's the other expensive brands?
So this is a good one. So Johnny's Acura. I had to run to Walmart last night, and I'm like, it gets the best gas. I'm just gonna drive her car, because the van's got a bunch of junk in it, and the truck's out of gas. And I'm like, I don't want to stop and get gas, and no problem because I had put a key in my pocket. I get to Walmart, and I'm like, I go to hit the doors, and they won't lock. I'm like, what the hell's wrong? Why are the doors not locking? I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm like, I'm just going to get my key out of my pocket to figure this out. But there was no key in my pocket. I'm like, well, how did I get here? Is the car not going to start? I get in there, push the button, it starts. I'm like, if I don't have the key, how's this thing starting? So I look around. Joni had her little name tag from when she volunteered at the cancer center. And evidently she didn't carry her anything inside. So she just stuck her key inside her name badge. So evidently Thursday when she got home, she did like she always does and leaves her name bag in the car because she never takes it out, so she won't forget it. I had sat down to grab a bite to eat before I went to Walmart, and the key fell out of my pocket into the recliner. But the only reason the car started was because Joni, since Thursday, had left her key in the car in the driveway.
Well, that's a fortunate thing.
No, because if I would have left and her key wasn't in there, it wouldn't have started. So I'd have gone and looked in the recliner, because that recliner is notorious for eating anything in my pocket.
Yeah, you can't buy everything, Phil. Well, I can, but other people shouldn't.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying about the
No, it wasn't Coach. Not Louis Vuitton. What's the other one?
Dooney Burke.
Not Dooney Burke. Maybe it was Louis Vuitton.
What, your bag you just had there?
No, the one Gwen likes, that she didn't like the pebbled leather look of the Dooney Burke stuff. Okay, Kate Spade. Kate Spade.
Hefe said Dulce and Gabbana.
Hefe. See, Hefe.
Yeah, I can see the drawers just sitting right there, but I can't get to them.
Anybody else get a text from Jory Beer of Colorful Coats? Alignable website.
The Canadian Joe, I used to. Is he still resale?
Says Jory Beer in Kirkton, Massachusetts.
I thought he was a Canadian.
Says it's Jory from Colorful Coats in Kirkton. I'd like to be able to refer customers to you. So I've added you to my network on Alignable, a site exclusively for business owners to network with each other.
Sounds like they want to network with your bank account.
Sounds like it. They got a website. Let's see. Business networking platform. Millions of business owners trust Alignable as their business networking platform. I got the beard. I don't need any more alignments.
Right.
If I want to align with somebody, I'll pick Jake or Doug or somebody. I don't know if I'd want to align with Lag. Click the link. No thanks.
All right. I'm going to ship.
Gotta go ship. Gotta go ship. So thanks for dropping in, folks. We'll see y'all. I'm gonna visit Primo Chemo show at noon.
May the force be with you.